So I want to rebuild the hand of Agatha Weirding. Aggie was the first witch that I built. And yeah, so this is her hand. And so basically it was controlled by two servos. This servo here did these three, and this servo here did those two. So I tried this. But when I put the servos in as a block, they didn't really line up well with the fingers that I could get a lot of movement, a lot of flex with the fingers. So that is the new design. So servo here, servo, see, that's how they're going to sit. And so basically this one's going to control the index, this one's going to control the middle, this one is going to control the last two fingers, and this is going to control the thumb. Why not 5? I could easily fit 5 into this palm, but the system that I am using uses Cat5 cable to send the signal from the microcontrollers to the hand itself, and I don't have enough room for 5. I only have room for 4. So there it is. So the build continues. So you can see by the way I positioned the horns that all of them have plenty of clearance. None of them are in any danger of bumping into each other. The finger design I borrowed from Here's Johnny, from his amazing animatronics. If you don't know who Here's Johnny is, check him out on Haunt Forum and his YouTube channel. He is brilliant. He uses dowels and fishing lines and reindeer motors, and it's just beautiful, brilliant movements. So check him out. But basically that's dowels and cable ties, and that is it. Just hot glued to the cable ties. So you can see that when some of these go, they're full upright, that there is some slack. You see in the thumb there, some slack. I can't seem to get these to straighten out anymore, so I'm kind of okay with that. It has some pretty good movement as it is. Better movement than my last hand did, so I'm already happier. I might try and tighten that up anyways. Actually, it's got to be somewhere up here. So for the hand movement, to control it, I am using Halstaff's Easy 4. And that's a Pickaxe 08M2. With Steve's program in there. All I did is I changed some of the counter times and counter values and the pause times so that the fingers are more in a continuous motion. I want kind of that effect over top of the cauldron. So the fingers are in more continuous motion, and that's just by making really short pause times. And like the 300 millisecond, 400 millisecond range of pause times. To skin it, I'm going to be using these. These are blue examination gloves, and I'm using them for the critical reason that I have a box of them. So I go a whole whack. But they're also flexible, easy to work with. You have to make sure that any metal sharp edges are at the very least taped over, so I'll be doing that. And so what I'll probably do here is put the glove on, cut out the fingers, just the tops of the fingers so that they can fit over the hand fingers, and then give the palm and that a coat of liquid latex and pull another glove over top, and then probably coat it while the other glove is is on top, so I'm not making a mess trying to pull the glove on. So just separate the two gloves, get a paintbrush wet with liquid latex, and slop it all up in between the two gloves, and that cure. I want it tough enough so that these guys moving around isn't going to tear it, and the liquid latex will help with that. And this stuff's easy to paint. Just give it a coat of flat black, and then you can paint it. I just use cheap dollar store acrylic paints for my stuff, so nothing special. And it shows. Okay, so I'm finding it's really crucial where I'm lining these gloves up. I want to make sure that they are sitting on a dowel and not clenching over into this space here. So then I'm going to slip fingertips over top of them, and then probably do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. Okay, so I've made very careful when I've been pulling these fingertips down that I am preserving the position of the glove underneath on whatever dowel it's on. I'm now going to get a paintbrush here, take some liquid latex, and get up underneath between these two, right? Like right up in there, and get up there and really make sure and get a lot of this moved around, and so it makes a nice good seal with these two. I want to leave it somewhat flexible at the joints. That's, especially if I'm doubling up here. That's important. You would be surprised at how much resistance these gloves will put on the servos, and while they'll work, you may not quite get as much of a squeeze as you want. So it's that balancing act to make sure you've got enough on here to be strong, but not so much that it bogs it down. Okay, so here is the second glove placed over, and I have not gone up into here with the liquid latex yet, but I'm about to. But I just want to show you. Look at the fingers. Got that nice wrinkled. Now it's just by making sure that I'm pulling the this second glove down far enough, and I'm going to keep that in there. It's going to really add to the effect. The thing I'm going to do with this after it's cured is I'll spray paint it black, flat black, and then sponge on the paints after that. So all of these little wrinkles will capture some of that blackness and really make them pop. So add to the realism. Okay, and so now the final finger cap is on, and basically I just took a paintbrush and cut off one of the fingers and glopped it all up with liquid latex and slid it over the finger. So hopefully that's going to give everything enough strength and still allow some movement there. So we'll see. Got stuff all over me. Yeah, we'll see how it all turns out.